ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। There are many wonderful acharyas who have come, many wonderful acharyas, and sometimes Lord orchestrates through them to teach us various lessons. So some places we'll see some acharyas, they, for external world, it will be like they have evolved as an acharya. They had a very sinful life and then they became neutral, and then after that they became very devotional. So we have many such examples. But one thing that we need to understand is that these people are specially appointed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead to train all of us in Krishna consciousness. Because when we look at their life sketch, then we realize, okay, these are the things that I shouldn't do, and these are the things that I can do. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he went for his South Indian Yatra, so at that time he found two important scriptures. Which were those? Okay, Brahma Samhita and Krishna Karnamrita. This Krishna Karnamrita has been authored by Bilvamangal Thakur. In Gambhira, we cannot imagine the intensity of love that Lord Chaitanya would feel for Lord Krishna. We cannot imagine. How can we imagine that someone is crying and instead of water, blood is coming out? How can we imagine this? How can we imagine that someone is sweating and from every pore blood is oozing out? How can you imagine all this? If you speak all this to newcomers, they'll say, oh, this is Krishna Prema, I don't want. Looks like very horrifying. But the point is that what was that Mahaprabhu was relishing? Because he was in great ecstasy. You'll not find Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami saying that Mahaprabhu was suffering. He says Mahaprabhu was in great ecstasy, the highest ecstasy that anyone can experience. And in that highest ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would ask his associates, Ramananda Rai and Swarup Damodar, to chant verses of Krishna Karnamrita. And Krishna Karnamrita, it glorifies Srimati Radharani. It glorifies Lord Shri Krishna and their intimate pastimes, which we are not eligible to understand and read. So those are described, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would hear that and he would be in great ecstasy hearing that. Great ecstasy. Prabhupada writes that Bilvamangal Thakur, he intensely desired to enter the eternal pastimes of the Lord, and he lived at Vrindavan for 700 years in the vicinity of Brahmakund, a still existing bathing tank in Vrindavan. The history of Bilvamangal Thakur is given in a book called Sri Vallabha Digvijaya. So Prabhupada is writing this to the purport of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 157. First chapter, 57th shloka. He writes in the purport. And Prabhupada also writes that who is this personality? He appeared in the 8th century Shaka era in Dravida and was the chief disciple of Vishnu Swami. So as all of us know that we have 4 sampradayas: Brahma, Shri, Kumara and Rudra. So Bilvamangal Thakur appears in Rudra Sampradaya, where Vallabhacharya is very much known. So very few details are known, and sometimes these details of Bilvamangal Thakur are a little hazy and not clear. But one thing is clear, that he was from South India somewhere. Maybe from Bangalore, you never know. South India somewhere. And he had a spiritual master, 2 spiritual masters. Okay, 3 spiritual masters. Because he himself writes in the invocation of his book Krishna Karnamrita, and he says, Chintamanir Jayati Somagirir Gururme Shiksha Guruscha Bhagavan Shikipicha Mauli Yatpada Kalpataru Pallava Shikhareshu Leela Swayamvara Rasam Labhate Jayashri. He is saying Chintamani Jayati. All glories to Chintamani. So remember the name Chintamani. Very important name. Somagiri Gurur Me. And he's saying, I pay my obeisances to Chintamani. I pay my obeisances to Somagiri. Shiksha Guruscha Bhagavan Shikipicha Mauli. So these two are my Shiksha Gurus. And then he says, I offer my obeisances to that beautiful personality who has peacock feather on his head. Yat pada kalpataru pallava shikhareshu leela swayamvara rasam labhate jayashri. He's saying that under the shade of the lotus feet of that Supreme Lord, which are like desire trees, kalpataru, there's one very, very great personality who always resides. And who is that? Jayashri, Srimati Radharani. And who enjoys the transcendental mellows of an eternal concert. So here, Bilvamangal Thakur starts with offering obeisances to two personalities, that is Chintamani, Somagiri, and the third one is Lord Sri Krishna with Srimati Radharani. So therefore we understand Bilvamangal Thakur had two spiritual masters. One is Chintamani and second is Somagiri. And for your information, Bilvamangal Thakur got a very beautiful name. Leela Shukha. His name was Leela Shukha. Shukha is a parrot. Shukha is also Shukadev Goswami. So Shukadev Goswami or Shukadev in narrating the pastimes of the Lord, Leelas of the Lord is Bilvamangal Thakur. Leela Shukha. So this is the title that was given to him. And there's so many wonderful things that we can learn from Bilvamangal Thakur. So many wonderful things. It's very important. If you don't get reference and if you just speak and say that is not proper, then what's the point? So the audience who have sat to hear, it's a disservice that we have done. Therefore, all the preachers here should make a note that whenever we speak, be it a Bhagavad Gita class or a Bhagavatam class, Chaitanya Charitamrita class or any special subject, we have to make sure that we should have references. References in terms of what? It can be either from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita or other Puranas, that is also okay, Upanishads, and Prabhupada's purports, Acharya's purports. If the Acharya is saying something that's not different from a verse for us, we directly quote that in the class. That's how the class becomes very authentic. Why the class should be authentic? Why it should be like this? Because when the message is presented as it is, that will touch the hearts of the audience. More than the audience, it will purify the speaker. If he is not speaking in parampara, if he is not speaking with references, the speaker himself will not get purified. Forget about others. Therefore, as speakers, we should be very greedy to get purified and to get closer to Krishna. And for that, we should do good research before speaking. Yes. So as Srila Prabhupada says, that Bilvamangal Thakur, in his previous life, he was a great devotee who came till the stage of bhava. And Prabhupada himself says that those who quit the body without attaining the ultimate destination, they have some good destinations next life. So they take birth in a very aristocratic family, very rich family, Brahmana family. And Bilvamangal Thakur took birth in a Brahmana family, very rich family. But somehow, due to bad association, he got addicted to a prostitute. And her name was Chintamani. Beautiful name, isn't it? Chintamani. Now he was so addicted that without her, he was not able to live. That was the situation. I was trying to find out if he was married or no. Looks like he was not married. He was very, very much intensely attached to her. Without her, I cannot live. This was the mood. Yes. Many times boys also come and say, without her, I cannot live. Useless fellow. This is just some nonsense. What if she dies? Will you also commit suicide? There are some mad people who might do that. The madness of lust, it's not madness of love. There's nothing called as love in this world between the opposite gender. It's only lust that is there. But then people call it as love because they feel that it's pure love that I have for her and she has for me. This is how the entire world is revolving around. This word love, which is actually lust, or to be more gross, which is sex. And Bilvamangal Thakur, he was so attached. He always wanted to be with Chintamani. To an extent that the Shraddha ceremony of his father is going on and he's telling the priest, "Arey, jaldi karo, appointment hai mera. I want to go and meet. Finish off, haste, haste." And this person, Prabhupada writes, that this person, he asked his servants that you pack some nice foodstuffs, I want to go. And when he stepped out, it is described that it was heavily raining. The river was flooded. No boats available. But the desire to meet Chintamani was so intense, he didn't see all that. I don't know if he took an umbrella or a raincoat or whatever. He just ran. And then he sees that how to cross the river. And there, he sees a dead body floating, considering it to be a log. He catches that and he crosses that side. Now see, one point that we need to understand here is the attraction principle that works in this world. The attraction principle which keeps living entity successfully in this material world bound lifetime after lifetime. The attraction principle is that principle which acts as shackles which are invisible. Actually invisible. The entire world is called as jail. But this jail, you will not find any shackles. See, I'm so free. I can do whatever. I can walk anywhere. I can do whatever. I don't see any bars anywhere. The iron bars locked with some big lock. But everything is there invisible in the form of this attraction principle. So that principle which is available in this, which is very much manifested in the spiritual world, which is called as love, that same intense form which is there, attraction for Krishna, in the material world gets perverted, and that is called as lust. And this lust is so powerful. Many times devotees ask, "Prabhuji, lust itna powerful kyun hai? Why is it so powerful?" It is powerful because love of God is very powerful there. So whatever is powerful there, when it is perverted here, that also has the same power. You can imagine. There everyone is attracted to Krishna. But here in this world, when it's inverted, apart from Krishna, we're attracted to everything else. That's called as ulta. That's what is happening in this world. Therefore, Krishna is saying that this world is ulta of that world. In which chapter he says this? Chapter 15, Shloka 1. Please repeat. Urdhva moolam madha shakha Ashwatham prahuravyayam Chandamsi yasya parnani Yastam veda sa vedavet. He's telling, hey Arjun, this world is the reflection of that world. Therefore he's saying it's ulta. The roots are up, urdhva moolam, adha shakha, branches are down. And therefore, in this world, that love is nothing but lust. And that person who is the actual object of attraction is nowhere visible in this world for people in general. Apart from Krishna, people get attracted to everything else. And just analyze for yourself, what do people get attracted to? Whom do they get attracted to? You will see people will get attracted to wealth. People will get attracted to beauty. The one who is very beautiful. The one who is very powerful. Even he'll have many followers. One who is very famous, celebrities. People are very much attracted to them. And the one who are very renounced, they are attracted to them also. Why are people getting attracted to such categories of people? Because Krishna has all these 6 opulences. Aishwaryasya samagrasya viryasya yashashriyah jnana vairagyoschaiva sannam bhaga itingana. Parashar Muni, father of Vyasadeva, he is giving definition of Bhagavan and he is saying these are the 6 opulences Lord possesses to the fullest. Aishwarya, wealth. Virya, strength. Aishwaryasya samagrasya virya yasha, fame. Shri, beauty. Jnana, knowledge. And vairagya, renunciation. So you pick up any person in this world whom you feel attracted to, you'll be able to find at least one of them. At least one of them. So unfortunately, what has happened in this material world is, since we are not able to access Krishna, we are getting attracted to all those people around who have some spark of splendor of Krishna. That's what is happening in this world. And then we are so attracted, so attached that we feel that we cannot live without that person. Very difficult to live without that person. This is called as the Ulta version. There, people cannot live without Krishna. Cannot live without Krishna. They go mad without Krishna. Can you imagine? Srimati Radharani and Krishna are sitting on the same bench. And all the sakhas and sakhis are serving. And just at one point, where there was just a talk that Madhu has gone. There was a bumblebee that was there around. And someone shooed it away and they said, Madhu has gone. And Srimati Radharani heard that. Madhu? Sudan? Gone? He's sitting besides only. And she went mad, crying. How will I live without him? How will I live without him? This is called madness for Krishna. Literal madness for Krishna. And that madness of the spiritual world manifests here in this material world for the opposite gender and for various objects of sense gratification. Can you imagine how intense that madness is? That intense madness is reflected here in the form of another intensity. And that's also madness. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada, he tells in one of the class, everyone in this world is mad. Only degrees are different. Prabhupada is very amazing when he speaks. Everyone in this world is mad to different degrees. So look at what unfortunate thing has taken place in our life. Only because we have forgotten Krishna, only because of that one thing, forgetfulness of Krishna, has created this void in our heart. And to fill that void, we go around searching for people who have one of these 6 opulences, a little of it. And we become attached, we become attracted, we go mad behind that person. This is what is the situation, unfortunate situation that all of us are stuck in. Just with that one thing, forgetfulness of Krishna. Therefore, Prabhupada gives the solution. Revive your relationship with Krishna. That is what we are doing when it comes to the practice of devotional service. We are trying to revive our relationship with Krishna. Every time when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, what are we trying to tell Krishna and Srimati Radharani? Oh Srimati Radharani, oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. Why? Why are we asking like this? Because my relationship with Krishna is that of a servant. And since now I have given up that, and I am busy serving people around my own senses. So now, after coming to devotional service, after attending these different discourses, reading Srimad Bhagavatam, we realize, or at least we understand theoretically, that I'm servant of Krishna. And we're begging and praying to Krishna that please help me, please engage me in your loving devotional service. I want to again revive my relationship with you, O Lord. I don't want to be Prabhu, you are Prabhu. I am your Das. And with time I want to realize I am your Nitya Das. So this is the mood in which we are practicing bhakti to revive our relationship with Krishna. Look at Bilvamangal Thakur. Just looking at this one scene, how he is running towards Chintamani, we can understand what is the situation of a living entity in this material world. We are also like Bilvamangal Thakur only. Unconditionally attracted to sense objects. Unconditional. There is no condition needed. Unconditionally attracted to sense objects. Can you imagine Bilvamangal Thakur? He caught the dead body and is going on the other side of the river. And Chintamani was thinking, anyways, it's raining so heavily, and Bilvamangal will not come. And what she did, she closed all the windows and doors. Anyways, it was raining very heavily. I don't know if she had pakoda and she slept. Not sure. But it is all closed. Can you imagine Bilvamangal Thakur? He comes there and he sees everything is closed, and his intensity to meet Chintamani was so great that he wants to cross the fence and he could see a rope hanging there. He catches that rope and he crosses the fence. Oh, and it's very much revealed that it was not a rope, it was a snake. What intensity, what madness. What madness this is. Many times people ask that what is the difference between Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti? There is no external difference. No external difference. Raganuga and Vaidhi. So Vaidhi sadhakas, they chant Hare Krishna. Raganuga sadhakas, they chant Hare Krishna. They read Srimad Bhagavatam, they also read Srimad Bhagavatam. They worship the Lord, they also worship the Lord. They do all services for the mission, they also serve the mission. So what is the difference between the two? The difference between the two is madness. Raganuga sadhakas, they are mad. Mad to attain Krishna. They are very mad to attain Krishna. And Vaidhi sadhakas, they are mad for material sense gratification. And in regulated manner, they are practicing bhakti. They are not mad behind Krishna. And since they are not mad behind Krishna, for them it becomes very difficult to practice devotional service. And therefore they need instructions. And they follow instructions of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. And they try their best to remain on the path of bhakti. They will deviate and again they are pulled back. How? Again by the instructions. Again they will deviate. Again they are pulled back. So they don't have any madness towards Krishna, and unfortunately, because of that, their entire life is like sinusoidal wave. Up, down, up, down. But you know what? Unless and until a person does not get this madness for Krishna, that person cannot attain Krishna Prema. Not possible. And without attaining Krishna Prema, that person can never go back to Goloka Vrindavan. Not possible. This madness is what is needed. The madness that we're seeing in this pastime, Bilvamangal Thakur running for Chintamani, that madness is needed to go to that Chintamani Dham, or that madness is needed to actually access the Chintamani, the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That madness is needed. Without this madness for Krishna, it's very difficult to attain the ultimate destination, ultimate goal. And anyone who has got this madness, for them, anything of this material world will be very, very insignificant. Very, very insignificant. It's called as transcendental madness. And we see that. We see that in our acharyas. Just to please Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur and just to fulfill the prophecy of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, look at the madness of our acharya. Can you imagine? An old man, whenever I think about Prabhupada's age of 70 and he's crossing the ocean on that ship with 2 heart attacks, going on the other side, living in a place where in the same fridge meat is there and vegetables are kept, and he's removing vegetables looking at the meat to cook his food. And then using the coins to take bath in the bathroom, learning how to do that, and saving his own life from the drug addicts. And teaching the drug addicts how to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. It's all, surely after maybe 1,000 years or so, people will say, what are you speaking? It's all mythology. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made the animals jump and dance in ecstasy, when people hear now, they say, aise kaise ho sakta hai? Mythology. In future, when people would hear that there was an old man who crossed the ocean, he made all the hippies were like animals. He made them jump and dance. People would say, mythology. Aise kaise ho sakta hai? Not possible. Isn't this madness? You go to an unknown place, your health is not supporting, you don't have money, no plan. Madness. What else is this? And if you keep going back in our parampara, we'll find many, many such transcendently mad people. And that qualifies them to be the eternal servants of Krishna, eternal associates of Krishna. Can you imagine the madness of gopis? They're the top. We're talking about Dwapar Yuga, we're not talking about Kali Yuga. It's not that the girl is outside full night and the parents are okay with it. Part of life. We're talking about Dwapar Yuga. In the middle of the night, they're leaving the house. And they know very well that we will not be taken back to this place again. But still they're running. They're so mad behind Krishna. So mad behind Krishna. So this madness, if somehow we can get, this greed, somehow we can get, our life will be very, very successful. Some people are blessed right from birth to have this madness from their past life. Therefore, right from the start itself, when they start practicing bhakti, they are called as Raganuga sadhakas. Because they are practicing bhakti with that madness. And the others who are Vaidhi sadhakas, and by the mercy of a transcendently mad person, when the Vaidhi sadhaka also receives that madness, he also switches from Vaidhi sadhana to Raganuga sadhana. Now, what is a switch? Activities are not going to switch. It's not that now the same Vaidhi sadhaka is going to sit and read some esoteric pastimes of Radha and Krishna or something like that. His activities will remain the same, but now his activities are just meant for pleasing Krishna every moment. That is the laulyam, that is the greed that this person has. Every moment I want to please Krishna. Every activity of mine should be just to please Krishna. This is the madness of pleasing Krishna. And this madness we see in Rajavasis. They want to please Krishna every moment. This is the madness. Look at the utsaha of our Bilvamangal Thakur. Running in the rains, crossing the river, catching the snake, falling on the other side of fence. Finally he reached Chintamani. Finally he reached. When I was reading about Bilvamangal Thakur, I was thinking that every sadhaka should have this utsaha, this dhairya, and this nischaya to attain the ultimate goal. That is Chintamani, the holy name, and Chintamani Dham, not that Chintamani. I should be very clear during classes. People would quote, Kartikeya Das said, we should run behind Chintamani. Let's search for one. Then we'll run. So now, unless and until we don't attain this madness, like Bilvamangal Thakur, we'll not be able to do bhakti in a very stable and exponentially growing manner. Many times devotees ask, Roji, upar niche kab tak chalta rahega? Till the point you don't get madness, ye chalta hi rahega, upar niche. It'll keep on and on. It will keep on going on like that. So this madness is what we should hanker for. At least हमें समझना चाहिए what we actually need in life. At least this much should be clear. And when we beg and pray to Krishna, that, oh Lord, when will I become mad for you? When will I become mad for you? Krishna will also bless us with that madness. He'll send someone who is transcendently mad. And he'll bless us with that. If we don't desire, firstly, we don't know what we're supposed to desire. And if we don't pray for that particular thing, why will Krishna sanction? Why will Krishna give that to us? Why will he gift us? The first is to know. Second is to pray. And third is to repeatedly tell Krishna through the medium of prayers that I want it. So third is to show Krishna that I really want it. So these are three things that we can do. Now when he met Chintamani was astonished to see, my God, you came today? Billu? You came today? How did you come? Look at the situation outside. And finally, there were some words of wisdom which came from the mouth of Chintamani, which transformed the life of Bilvamangal Thakur at that point of time. Chintamani said, Hey Bilvamangal Thakur, if you would have had the same attraction, same madness for Hari that you have for this body, which is made up of flesh and blood, your life would have got perfected. Your life would have been perfect. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं करना. We all are mad. Only thing is the madness has to be shifted from the mortal beings to Krishna. Sometimes when we analyze ourselves, we'll actually feel that we are some people taken out from mental asylum. What is that we get attracted to in the opposite gender? Tell me, what is that? It's the same muscle, blood, stool, pus, urine and so on. Just the shape of the body is different. Organs are different. And we are attracted to that. Just you remove the skin and we realize, oh, that's all dirty. It's all dirty. What is there? But then, for that bag of flesh and bones and pus and urine and so on, people are mad like a dog going. Yes, waving the tail. I want it, I want it, I want it. Without her, I cannot live. Without that sense gratification object, I cannot live. Very, very sad situation. Very, very sad situation. That is what is the material world, full of the sense objects and mad people. Mad people, mad behind sense objects. Very, very mad. If that same madness somehow we can divert towards Krishna, dovetail towards Krishna, our life will be successful. That is what is the teaching, or that is what is the words of wisdom coming from the mouth of a prostitute. Can you imagine? A prostitute is speaking this. So she is saying this. And therefore, Bilvamangal Thakur, after hearing this, when his life got transformed, he started considering Chintamani to be his guru. Vartama Prataksha Guru, who showed the right path. Isn't that wonderful? Means Krishna can speak through anyone. Anyone Krishna can speak through. When Srila Prabhupada was distributing magazines, back to world magazines, how did these books come into picture? Two people who are not pure devotees, they told Prabhupada. One was a librarian and second was an army officer. They told Prabhupada that Swamiji, you are distributing these magazines, people will read and throw. You should write books. Books are permanent. And Prabhupada took that as an instruction of his spiritual master and Krishna, and he started writing books after that. When Prabhupada was not well, so that time a doctor had told that you should go for morning walk. And Prabhupada took those words as instruction of Guru and Krishna and he implemented that. You see how these great acharyas, through their own example, they are showing Krishna can speak through anyone. If Prabhupada would have told that army officer and librarian that I'll write magazines only, you think we would have had books today to distribute? We would have had only magazines to distribute. And that too, we would not have distributed Prabhupada's magazines. We would have distributed some other devotees who are writing some articles. We would have distributed that. So see how important it is to understand that there are times when Krishna speaks through other people and we have to take that seriously. But then whom to take seriously, that is also a question, and that discrimination power we should have. That instruction or that advice which takes me closer to Krishna, I should take it seriously. This is a very important parameter to consider when we're accepting some advice or instruction of someone. And here, Bilvamangal Thakur, he took it very seriously. His life was completely transformed. And he decided that, now enough, I'll leave for Vrindavan. So some place I read that before going to Vrindavan, he was initiated. And some other place it's given, it's after going to. So in either case, Somagiri was that person and who blessed him that you should go to Vrindavan. One thing is very clear, that on the path of bhakti, it's all the game of mercy, you see. Maybe someday I'll give a class on the game of mercy. It's a game of mercy. That person who receives the mercy successfully, that person advances very fast. And that person who is not able to receive the mercy, he'll get stuck. And without mercy, there is no question of advancing in bhakti. It's only by the mercy of great personalities one will be able to attain the ultimate destination. And even the milestones in between will be able to attain that only by the mercy of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. It's not that we say, no, I just want Krishna's mercy. And some people are fanatic Guru followers. So they might say, my Guru does everything, only Guru's mercy. But actually it's Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. Every Vaishnava has a power to pray to Krishna that please shower your mercy onto him. Every Vaishnava has this power. Everyone who is chanting Hare Krishna has this power to pray for us. Such an important thing to note. Such an important thing to note. Therefore, when we are in the association of devotees, we have to have this point very clear that this particular person has the power to recommend my name to Krishna. Let me serve him. I cannot ignore anyone in the association of Vaishnavas. No one I can ignore. No one. And here, Leela Shukha was the title given to him. He started for Vrindavan. And when he started from Vrindavan, on the way to Vrindavan, again, he got attracted to another lady. You see, attraction principle, very strong. It's not that you hear a class and you suddenly realize that, oh, okay, it's just a bag of blood and bones and muscle and this one. So now I shouldn't get attracted. And the person will get that determination also. Sometimes when people hear classes, they are very much clear. अभी तो ब्रह्मचर्य आश्रम में join करना और कुछ नहीं join करना. Then after the class they decide, I think something else I should do. I think marriage is also not a problem. Marriage is still okay. To have an affair with someone, premarital, that is a problem. But the person after some time starts feeling that also. Where am I having sex with that girl? I'm just seeing that girl. I'm just talking with that girl. What is the problem? So there, always you'll see that we Baddha Jivas, we will fall from our realizations. We'll fall from that position. Why? His world is like that. Everything deteriorates with time. Even our chutku realization that we get every now and then, that also goes off. That also goes off. Therefore, a reminder is needed again and again. And those reminders are these different discourses that we have. Again and again, we need to remind ourselves, again and again, that this world is very, very attractive. And Maya's agents are extremely attractive. And somehow or the other, I have to keep away from these agents to protect myself and to advance in Krishna consciousness. If we are not protecting ourselves through repeated reminders, trust me, it's almost like falling into a river which is flowing with a great speed and great intensity. We'll just be swayed away with it. Swayed away, literally say swayed away. So therefore, these reminders are very important. And to be very, very vigilant is very, very important for a sadhu. Therefore, many times in Hindi discourses I've heard, sadhu savdhan. Sadhu ko hamesha savdhan hona chahiye. Very, very alert. What is he getting into? Very, very alert. And here we see such a very unfortunate situation. This attraction principle, Bilvamangal Thakur again gets attracted to another personality. Very difficult to imagine. Very difficult to imagine. Where a person has suddenly renounced everything and is going towards Vrindavan, and on the way to Vrindavan, he is getting attracted to sense objects, sense gratification. So no one will be spared. No one. I was hearing my spiritual master's class, so he was saying that sometimes people feel by wearing saffron clothes, Maya will not attack them. So he was saying that looking at the saffron clothes, Maya will laugh more. Abhi tujhe pakadungi. And she'll clap also. Wow, very nice, very nice. So no one will be spared. No one. And we have so many examples. Diggaj. Many diggajas in spiritual life, they have fallen from that position. Therefore, how much vigilant are we? That will make a lot of difference in practicing Krishna consciousness. But Bilvamangal Thakur, since he was sincere, he had wonderful realization at that point. So Bilvamangal Thakur, when he was following that lady, now what discussions took place, there's different versions at different places. But essence is very clear. That lady, she spoke to the husband and husband said, go and serve Bilvamangal Thakur. Go and serve, he's a nice Brahmana. And she goes, and at that point, Bilvamangal Thakur with a deep realization, he asks, oh mother, Mataji, please give me the hairpin. Can you imagine? He takes the hairpin and plucks out the eyes. Wow. I can give you some. I don't put, but then I carry. It's very difficult to imagine, no? That is the seriousness of devotional service. Obviously, I'm not encouraging you all to do all this. Yes. And you'll quote reference, the morning class given by Kartikeya. I'm not talking about that. I'm not encouraging you all to do, but I'm just helping you all to comprehend. How serious can a sadhaka be? How serious? Look at the seriousness level. What is the use of these eyes if these eyes are not supporting you to advance in bhakti? Better to remove them and throw it off. That was the mode of Bilvamangal Thakur. He just plugged it out, threw it off. An entire life is now blind. Now, if this was the case, then what would have happened to us? So, how to guard is a question. And one very wonderful instruction from the Shastra is be in the association of Vaishnavas, strict, sincere, serious Vaishnavas. They will act as guard. You have seen in circus. You have been to circus anytime? You have watched? No? Okay. Now some of you might have. In my childhood, I have watched some circus live, not on videos. So people jump from one place to another. Very height, great height, the rings, and people are jumping. A person jumps from here to there, and sometimes there are instances where one person is hanging on this ring and one person hanging from this ring, and he jumps from there to here. He holds the hand of this person and then again holds the hands of another person who is hanging from another ring. And there are instances where they fall also. Then here comes the question, with what confidence are they jumping like this from here to here to here? What confidence? And the confidence is below there is a net. And there are some cushions also which are put. So even if they fall, for outsiders it will be like, oh, he fell, what will happen? But then he's safe, he knows that he's safe. That gives him confidence. So that net, that cushion effect is what is association of devotees. Without that net, we cannot take chance of taking this risk of jumping literally from the realm of sense gratification to the realm of Krishna consciousness. It's a high jump, by the way. Literally high jump. For many lifetimes we have been doing sense gratification. And suddenly there's a huge jump to what? To Krishna consciousness. That is no sense gratification. Huge jump that is. And while jumping, please remember, there are chances where we can fall. And that time, if we have association of devotees, they will help us. And those people who don't have association of Vaishnavas, they are the most unfortunate ones. After coming to bhakti, not staying with Vaishnavas, not being in touch with Vaishnavas, oh, very, very unfortunate. Therefore, it's very important that each one of us should have that guard always. So this is guard number 1, that is association of devotees. The guard number 2 is one's own spiritual practice, sadhana bhakti. You will see that whenever our sadhana goes down, we will get affected very badly, very, very badly by the external world. At least I have observed in myself. Whenever my sadhana goes down, I can see how consciousness gets agitated, how it gets dirty. And as soon as the consciousness gets disturbed, then immediately analyze, so what sadhana did I do? And I'll find that something I've missed. Something I've missed. I've not done things properly. So if sadhana is not done properly, please remember, we'll not be stable in practice of devotional service. Sadhana is like putting that guard, that jacket, bulletproof jacket. So if we don't have a thicker one, anyways Mayadevi is standing with her bullets. He'll shoot and then it'll go inside and spoil our consciousness. We are dead. For a sadhaka, when his consciousness gets dirty, he is almost a dead person. Almost dead, because he'll not be able to do sadhana. He'll not be able to focus on Krishna. Therefore, sadhana is very, very important. Now comes the question, Prabhuji, aap kahe madness hona chahiye. Madness to hai nahi. What to do? No problem. Continue doing it even if it's mechanical. No problem. Sometimes devotees becomes very disheartened. Sadhakas become very disheartened that my sadhana is going mechanical, my sadhana is going mechanical. Mechanical to mechanical, kuch to chale. You might be doing it mechanically, the anga of bhakti, but the anga of bhakti is extremely powerful. It has got the vastu shakti to purify us. Yesterday I was giving this example. Without being conscious, I put my hand in fire. My hand will burn. Because the vastu shakti of the fire is to burn. And when it comes to the angas of bhakti, inattentively, by the way, I'm not giving a certificate that you should do inattentive sadhana. I'm just saying that when we feel low that my sadhana is going mechanical and you don't get desire to continue, at that time this is the thought process. This is not the thought process every day. This should be the thought process when things are not going that great. We are feeling low and I'm not getting any desire to do sadhana bhakti. At that time, we are supposed to meditate on this point, that the Vastu Shakti of the Angas of Bhakti is to purify me. So I have to just come in touch with the Angas of Bhakti. Even if I'm inattentive, they have the power to purify me to a great extent. But if fully I want to get purified, obviously I should be attentive, because then all the offenses will go away. Therefore, come what may, our bhakti should go on and on and on. That's the point. That's the point. Very, very important point. So these are the two important guards in the life of a devotee. The first guard is extremely important, that is association of devotees. Second guard, that is consistent sadhana, is also very important. But then at times we might be so low that we might not be able to do it. But when we are in the association of Vaishnavas, nice, sincere, strict sadhakas, they will inspire us to continue. And that is a very, very important support that we need when we go low in Krishna consciousness. And trust me, never think that we'll always remain high in Krishna consciousness. We will go low. Because modes of material nature will act, because unfortunately we have not yet transcended the modes of material nature. We will go low. At that time, these are two things that will help us to guard ourselves. Specifically, association of devotees. Now, we cannot pluck our eyes, but I think we can think of engaging our senses in Krishna's service. Just imagine you start plucking your senses out. Better than that, our Acharya has suggested that engage all the senses in service of the Lord. You see, in Krishna consciousness, we don't talk about mind control. Obviously, for outside world, we might present some topics as mind control. But we actually are not interested in controlling the mind. But we are interested in engaging the mind in service of Krishna. And the byproduct of that is mind control. That will automatically happen. Therefore, each one of us have to meditate on this fact that in Krishna consciousness, I'm not here to control any of my senses or mind, because all of it is Krishna's energy. I cannot control. But I can always engage Krishna's energy in Krishna's service. Then I'll stay protected and get purified. Therefore, engaging senses in Krishna's service is what is spoken repeatedly by various different acharyas in their commentaries, and even in the scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita. So engaging senses in Krishna's service. Rishikena sevanam bhakti ruchyate. So we're supposed to engage our senses in service of the master of senses, Rishikesha. Now this blind man, he is going to Vrindavan. What is the hope? Now you are blind, you cannot take darshan also of Krishna. Very difficult, no? Very difficult to understand the situation. But then, since he had that intense desire to serve Krishna, to please Krishna by all of his activities, he was supported by Krishna himself. Very, very touching scene where Bilvamangal Thakur is blind, but Krishna is personally coming and taking him to different places. As a Vrajavasi boy, he's coming to give him milk every day. He's coming to help Bilvamangal Thakur to go from one place to another. In this way, in constant association of this Vrajavasi boy, Bilvamangal Thakur lived his life. I was wondering, how did he live for 700 years at Brahmakund? When you have association of Krishna, what's the problem? You can go on living. Go on living. So every day this was going on, but at one point of time, Bilvamangal Thakur, he realized that he is Krishna himself. Now see, this Krishna only has to give. Krishna is there with him for a long time, but there is no realization that he is Krishna himself. And suddenly by Krishna's mercy, he gets the realization he is Krishna himself. And at that point, Bilvamangal Thakur, he holds Krishna's hand. Kahan bhagoge abhi? Ruko! He holds Krishna's hand. And Krishna, he releases himself and he runs away. Who can hold Krishna? Who can hold Krishna? Bilvamangal Thakur tried. But Bilvamangal Thakur had something else to say. He's looking at Krishna and he's saying, Hastam akshepyatosmi balat Krishna kim adbhutam hridayadya niryasi paurusham ganayamite. Hey Krishna, what paurusha are you showing me? What strength are you showing by releasing your hand and running away? If you are really strong, then you escape from my heart and show, then I'll accept that actually you're very strong. In Gen Z language, we'll call it a swag. Swag of a devotee. Challenging the Lord. अगर आप में दम है तो मेरे दिल से भाग के दिखाओ. Wow. This is called as a devotee on the platform of Shuddha Bhakti, where he has the power to capture the Lord in his heart. And this is what Bilvamangal Thakur is saying. And we see Bilvamangal Thakur, how much he was served by the Lord before this particular incident, even after that also. How much? It's a very important point to contemplate for ourselves also. That Krishna was helping Bilvamangal Thakur every day. Do you think Krishna is helping us also? Bilvamangal Thakur was taken from one place to another. He was given milk. He was given various other things for his maintenance. Same thing Krishna is doing with us also. Only realization is missing. At least from Shastra. Theoretically we can understand. He is the one who is doing everything. Everything for our day-to-day life. What is the difference between a materialist and a devotee? A materialist will complain, मेरे पास ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है. And a devotee is the one who will count the blessings and will be grateful for anything and everything that he has got. And that's how a devotee is able to advance very fast in Krishna consciousness. With the mode of gratitude, he is able to advance. He keeps counting. Oh, I have this, I don't deserve, but Krishna has given me. How merciful he is. How wonderful he is taking care of me. Therefore, those devotees on the higher platforms of bhakti, they don't ask Krishna anything. Because for them, they feel already he is doing so much. Why should I engage him in my service? I should engage myself in his service. That is the mode of pure devotees, perfected pure souls. I should serve. How can I take service? So many times this question comes that when some service is given, obviously I should do that service, but I feel I am not capable. How will I do it? And Bilvamangal Thakur's life, there's one point which will inspire all of us. This personality, in that blind state, he wrote Krishna Karnamrita. Very, very inspiring. That Krishna Karnamrita, which our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was relishing in Gambhira, that Krishna Karnamrita. You can imagine how intense the scripture might be. And who is writing? A person who does not have eyes. He is writing. How is he able to write? By Krishna's empowerment. By his empowerment. There's a very beautiful shloka from Krishna Karnamrita quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Amunya adhanyani dinantarani hare tvadalo kanamantarena anatha bandho karanaika sindho ha hanta katham nayami. He's saying, Oh Lord, who are you? Anatha bandho. You are actually the master of all the helpless ones. And he's saying, you are Karunaika Sindhu, oh Lord, you are the ocean of mercy. But his point is very nice. He's saying that because I have not met you, O Lord, because I have not attained you, my inauspicious days and nights have become very unbearable. This is the intense mood of this devotee. He's saying, I'm passing the days, but every day is inauspicious because I have not attained you. And it's very, very unbearable. Very, very unbearable. And his point is, how shall I pass my time now with this understanding? And look at us. Now we have no problem. Days are just passing by one after another. And our life is just going on and on, but we don't have this feeling. Only mad people can get this feeling. My life is inauspicious without attaining your Lord. My days are just passing by. This is the mode with which he has written Krishna Karnamrita. Very deep. Therefore, anyone who is sincere and is really eager to please Krishna, he will be empowered to render that particular service. We may or may not be qualified. Who is qualified in this world? Sometimes when devotees are asked, Prabhu, you have not taken initiation yet. They say, Prabhu, I am not qualified. Who is qualified? What all initiated devotees are qualified? Who is qualified? This is the question. Qualification is actually given by the Lord. Qualification is given by Guru and Krishna. They empower us. And that empowerment will be successfully done when the devotee is sincere. And here Bilvamangal Thakur is sincere, no doubt. And he was empowered by Krishna. He was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the same personality, he has composed the beautiful songs, which is called as Govinda Damodara Stotra. Govinda Damodara Madhaveti, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. 71 shlokas. And every shloka, every verse ends with this line, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. And he is the one who composed the beautiful Ashtakam, which is called as Chorashtakam. Vraje Prasiddham Navanita Chauram Gopan Gananam Chadukula Chauram Aneka Janmarjita Papa Chauram Chauragraganyam Purusham Namami. First time when I had heard this song, I was so happy. How can someone write such a wonderful song? It's very difficult to understand कि आप गाली दे रहे हो कि glorify कर रहे हो. You are the best chore. You should literally be on that platform of bhava or prema to write this beautiful song, and Bilvamangal Thakur did that. Therefore, at the end, the only thing that I would like to say after reciting all this, so many other things to speak about Bilvamangal Thakur, but we can conclude saying one thing, that we have to become mad to attain Krishna. Attain Krishna in this life. This madness should be there. If we have this desire, at least this desire, if it's not too much intense, still that, a very slight desire, Krishna will help us to intensify that desire. So that madness should come with time, that I want to attain Krishna this very life. Then question will come, but I am disqualified. I am so unqualified. And this goal of attaining Krishna Prem is so high, how will I be able to do that? Then we'll ask this question, how will I be able to do that? And the answer will be by doing Shuddha Bhakti, by doing pure devotional service. To begin with, first thing that we have to do is engage all our senses in service of the Lord. This is the first thing on the gross platform. Even if you're not able to do anything internally, you're not able to meditate on the Lord, you're not able to recollect any of that subject matter that you have heard from Shastra, no problem. At least externally, using these senses, we have to serve the Lord. Mechanical to mechanical, no problem. Continue serving the Lord on the gross platform. Because that service itself will start its miracle. It will start purifying us. Second thing that we have to do is keep increasing the time that we are investing in service of the Lord. Someone might say, Prabhuji, I don't have taste. How can I increase my devotional services? Consciously, you're supposed to go on increasing the time that we invest in Krishna consciousness. Again, I'm talking on the gross platform till now. I'm not talking anything on subtle platform. Mechanically engaging. Full day book distribution. Nagar Sankirtan. Reading Shastra. Hearing Shastra. Worshipping the deity. Cooking for the deity. Honoring Prasad, cleaning the temple, n number of services are there which can be done. And you don't need any great qualification internally to do these services. Externally, you can just go on doing it. And with time, we will see, if you are doing one of the 64 angas of bhakti at some point of time in the day, and you keep switching from one anga to another, and you are expanding the time duration that you're investing in Krishna's service, with time, purification will take place. And you know what will happen? Our desires will get purified. Now our desires will be purified to an extent where my desire remains only one, that I want to please Krishna through these services. Sometimes people say, Prabhuji, sometimes I feel that I should be recognized in the association of devotees. Therefore, I'm doing these services. You know what I say? Continue doing. No problem. Continue doing. Because in the Baddha state, in the initial state, neophyte state, will not be able to remove these anarthas. It will take some time to remove. But the solution is not to get disappointed and discouraged, but continue engaging senses in service of the Lord and keep expanding the time duration of engaging the senses in service of the Lord. And finally, the desire will come one day, the purified desire, that I want to serve Krishna for His pleasure. So that day, when my desire is I want to serve Krishna for Krishna's pleasure every moment, and when I'm investing all my time in Krishna's service, then such a person can be called as a pure devotee. And such a pure devotee will be able to attain ultimate destination, ultimate goal of life, that is Krishna Prema. But it all begins with simple steps. And those simple steps, if we keep taking every single day with sincerity, Krishna will pull us very fast and we'll be able to attain the ultimate destination. So remember, what are we missing in life? We are missing a very, very big treasure, which is called as madness for Krishna. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.